Love him or hate him, there's no denying Trent Alexander-Arnold is one of the most unique players in world football. The modern game often prioritises attack and prowess in a fullback over defensive capability, and there's no one more emblematic of that shift than Trent. His wonderful right foot makes him a threat from almost anywhere on the field, but his defensive shortcomings are glaring at times. So in this series, we'll be playing out the career of Trent Alexander-Arnold and seeing if we can't truly establish him as one of the world's greats. So let's jump into episode 1. It's a reasonable starting salary at $140,000 a week, but we're going for the big bucks here in season 1, so we're bumping that up to $252. It does change our objectives slightly. We need to make 167 successful standing tackles on the year, play 65% of the games, which I think we should be able to do. 13 clean sheets seems reasonable as well, and the same goes for the optional objectives. In terms of our target club, I need some feedback from you guys about who you think that should be, but for now I think I want to try and establish a partnership with Trent's compatriot and fellow England international Jude Bellingham by trying to secure a move to Real Madrid. Again, we're in it for the money as well as the glory, so we're bumping those wages up to $252. That means we need to make 140 sliding tackles, we need a tackle rate of 57%, and we need to make 56% of the appearances. Flare passes we need to make 70, which is fairly high, and we need a match rating of 9, which seems incredibly high, but we are shooting for greatness. I said we're pursuing the money side of things as well as the glory, so I do think we want to put some points into the Maverick personality style, but Trent is known for his technical ability, so I think Virtuoso is going to be the personality trait that we favour the most. Maverick being the second, and then Heartbeat is going to come a distant third. So we buy a swimming pool, and after some deliberation we do end up going with the Virtuoso personality trait, giving us a big boost to that particular personality style. Trent does obviously have a number of playstyles in game, and I'm not sure how it works in player career mode here, but I'm pretty sure I have to unlock them through the personality tiers still, even though I'm using a real player. And I think the ones associated with the Virtuoso personality are going to be the best ones to unlock, particularly Dead Ball. We do also make an investment or two in this episode. There's no point having that money just sitting in the bank, so we invest in a sports equipment company, probably get some of that equipment at home as well. We'd also buy a sauna and a cinema, so really just kitting out the home so we can make the best use of our time away from the club. A quick look at training then. This is going to be the setup that we'll go with for the time being. We've got collect the trophies and wide area passing as 2 silvers, hold the line, in-game set pieces and game crossing scenarios as 3 golds, 4 A's and 1 B. Might try and get that B up to an A. But without further ado, let's get into some pre-season highlights. First game coming up is against Hyderabad. Got a strong starting 11, really trying to get fit and ready to go for the season. We start out with a tough game against Chelsea, so we're going to have to hit the ground running in the Premier League. And there's no better way to do that than with a strong and energetic pre-season campaign. And we do get off to a very positive start. The ball being worked wide, we whip across into Luis Diaz in the box, who headers into the net. But unfortunately the offside flag does go up. It's not long before we do manage to break the deadlock though. Again, we pick up the ball in a wide position and whip across into the box, and it's Ryan Gravenberch who does manage to get on the end of it this time. He headers into the net and the offside flag does stay down, so a positive start to our career here. An assist in the first pre-season game is just pre-season, but good to get off to a good start nonetheless. That positive start continues as we whip another dangerous ball into the box. The ball is initially cleared by Hyderabad, but eventually it falls to Alexis McAllister, who fires home to double the lead early in the game. We then see something of a collector's item, the ball being worked back on the left-hand side to Andy Roberts, who unleashes an incredible shot with his right foot, and it flies into the top corner of the net beyond the goalkeeper. Somewhat gratuitous celebrations here in a pre-season game, you have to say, but Andy Robertson's probably not going to score many more goals like that, so you forgive him for it. Darwin Núñez makes it 4 just after half-time with one of the easiest goals he'll ever score, and then we're the victim of a really reckless challenge from the Hyderabad defender, which actually ends up getting him sent off. I was less than pleased to be the victim of a challenge like that. We do have injuries on, and we have the injury slider set fairly high, so really not looking to start the season with an injury and miss out on some vital game time. Fortunately though, no injury on this occasion, and shortly later we were whipping another dangerous ball into the box. Darwin Núñez it was getting on the end of this one, and he got his second goal of the game to go along with our second assist. So Hyderabad 5-0 down at this point and down to 10 men, just really unable to compete with us at all. Mo Salah finally gets in on the action as well. Alexis McAllister slipping the ball through to him, and then a left-footed finish at the near post makes it 6. So an absolutely dominant performance in our first pre-season outing in the end. 6-0 against Hyderabad. It was a really good performance from the entire team. But individually we played really well as well. We got 2 assists and we were just popping into the centre of midfield, popping the ball about, whipping dangerous crosses in from here, there and everywhere. And just a really good start. An 8.5 in our first game of the series. And it was an even better start to the second game of the pre-season against Kerala Blasters as we worked the ball to Mo Salah wide on the right-hand side of the pitch. He works the ball back to us on the edge of the penalty area. We managed to cut inside and unleash a shot with our left foot, much the same as Andy Robertson did with his right foot in the previous game. And again, fire past the goalkeeper for our first goal of the series. Probably one the goalkeeper should have done a bit better with, but celebrations nonetheless. As we said, the first goal of the series, and a decent one at that. We're going to be used to kind of crossing the ball and getting assists from those kind of positions, but if we can cut inside and score goals like that, it might be something we need to try on a more regular basis. It's barely 5 minutes later before we're scoring again. A really poor one for Kerala Blasters to concede. They give the ball away in their own half to Alexis McAllister. He works it down the left wing and crosses into Mo Salah, who forms an acrobatic finish. A spectacular end to the play, even if it did begin with a really poor mistake from the Blasters defender. Ryan Gravenberch gets on the scoreline again, and then 15 minutes into the game, Andy Robertson makes it 4-0, and the writing's on the wall at this stage. I played out the rest of the half, but I didn't want to run up the scoreline too much, so at halftime I just quick simmed to the end, and we ran out 6-0 winners. The third and final pre-season game against Odisha went much the same way. It's a lovely little 1-2 between Luis Diaz and Gravenberch in the penalty area. Set Luis Diaz up for the first goal of the game within 5 minutes. We worked the ball down the right-hand side to begin the attack for the second goal, but it was some really intricate passing between Alexis McAllister, Luis Diaz, Darwin Nunez, and again Ryan Gravenberch, who seems already to be a standout within the team. That was what set up the second goal. It was all about Trent for the third, though, picking up the ball in the centre of midfield and whipping a really nice low pass all the way out to Mo Salah on the right flank. We then burst forward and made an inverted run inside Mo Salah, picking up the ball and getting into the penalty area, shooting across the goalkeeper, but he made a good save initially. He wasn't able to keep out Darwin Nunez's rebound, though. I'm not sure if that counts as an assist for us. If it does count, we've got 3 assists and a goal on the pre-season in 3 pre-season games, so not a bad tally at all. Again, I played out the remainder of the half and then quick simmed to the end of the game at half-time, and I believe we won this one 4-0. So overall, good performances from the team in pre-season. We can't expect every game this season to be as easy as that, though, and actually we start with a really difficult trip away to Stamford Bridge to open our Premier League season. So we'll look forward to that in the next episode. I hope to see you there. Take it easy.